It is now time to run the numbers once again for a random number here in the Cup Series, and today we got a special request from an ARCA driver, so without further ado, let's run the numbers for the 03 car here in the Cup Series. Here we go.
You ready? Ready?
The 03 car has actually been the 5th least used number in the Cup Series, with a combined total of 138 starts as of the end of the 2025 season. His first ever start in the Cup Series would come in 1956 in the 11th race of the season at Langhorne Speedway, where the driver by the name of Russ Graham would make his start and finish 12th, multiple laps down when it was all said and done. Strangely, this would be the only time the driver would ever drive the 03 car again. The car would return once again to the same racetrack, driven by a completely different driver. The name of that driver was Vince. However the hell you say his last name, I'm not even going to try to attempt this. It would take about 7 years later before a new driver would come in and drive the 03 car in the 1963 season, where it would actually lead its first ever laps in a Cup Series race. The driver's name was J.C. Spencer. Crazy enough, he would be able to lead those laps in the 1963 Daytona 500. It would be 21 laps to be exact, but unfortunately, his race would be ended short due to engine problems. After the 1963 season, you'd have a couple other drivers that would run the 03 car, but it would never be for a full season. But you had some noticeable drivers such as Jim Pasco make a start here and there, as well as Leroy Yarbrough and Richard Brickhouse, just to name a couple. But the biggest driver to make a start here in the 03 machine would actually be the Silver Fox himself, David Pearson, all the way in 1982. David Pearson would run the 03 machine a handful of times in the 1982 season and would actually get the pole position at the World 600 and even the Southern 500. Both those races, however, would end in DNF due to mechanical issues. But unfortunately, after that 1982 season, the 03 car has only made a handful of starts and not even come close running near the front. In fact, the last ever start it's had in the Cup Series has been all the way back in 1994 in a Cup Series race at Watkins Glen, where a driver by the name of Butch Leitzinger was able to make the race starting in the 38th position, but unfortunately finished 31st due to exiting the race with just 9 laps to go due to an oil leak issue. Now in the lower series, the 03 car doesn't pop up that much, as in the Xfinity series we saw it pop up just a couple of times with RM Motorsports trying to make it in during the COVID pandemic, where they had drivers like Tyler Reddick and Andy Lally trying to qualify the 03 car in, but obviously we weren't having qualifying sessions. And the most recent start in the Truck Series for the 03 machine has been all the way back in 2019 in the Dirt Summer Classic at Eldora with a driver by the name of Jake Griffin in this pink 03 truck. However, that is not the case for the ARCA series, as Club Racing runs full-time using, yes, the 03 car, as their primary driver is Alex Clubb, who runs on a full-time schedule. So if you still want to see the 03 machine, you can see him every single time down in the ARCA series. And ladies and gentlemen, we have just ran the numbers for the 03 car. Comment down which number you would like to see next.